Thank you. Hey everybody, fact you didn't hear in the bio is that I also got to go last at the York Story Slam, so this is becoming a theme for me now. So, I imagine that every family has their own weird, quirky traditions that we're kind of embarrassed to tell our friends about because it's a little bit weird. You don't really want to talk about that thing that your mom makes or that thing that your dad does at that party that your family has every year. But I love to talk about my family's crazy tradition, which involves us watching the greatest film of all time. Some of you will know what this film is, many of you probably will not. The film is The Quiet Man, directed by John Ford, starring John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara and Victor McLagan and Barry Fitzgerald. It was made in 1954. It is absolutely stunning. It is the greatest film that has ever existed ever. Fight me. Now, my family watches this along with another family. We are the Caines, they are the Mackenzies. We are two Irish families from Northeast Philadelphia, and we love to watch this film about an American boxer who goes back to his family's hometown in Ireland to live his life there. And we have been watching this movie for 40 years. Since my dad was 18, they have been watching this movie every single year around St. Paddy's Day. And every single year, the level of insanity and stupidity of this party rises above the year before. So at first, it's a couple families getting together, they're watching a movie, they have a few drinks, it's fine. A few years in, people start cosplaying, before cosplaying is a thing. I know exactly what Maureen O'Hara's dress looks like. I know what the folds of the apron look like. And when I directed a play in New York City in 2014, I dressed my lead character in that outfit. A couple years later, they start making signage, the names of the towns in the movie. They start putting the numbers of the homes on our own homes. A few years later, they decide that let's play trivia about this movie. So they start writing their own trivia questions. They start battling back and forth between families like it's an NCAA tournament style, winner goes, loser, fuck off, okay? All right, and then all the way down. At some point, the electronics guy decided to rig up a box, Jeopardy style, so that we knew who hit the button the first time to make sure that this is legit. I have come in second place 4 times. Twice, I have lost to my grandmother. And every year for 40 years, we watch this movie. The ante keeps going up and rise above and rise above. At some point, the whiskey started coming out, more than just the beer, okay? And we import whiskeys from Ireland and taste them and do a special whiskey tasting. When people started moving away, we instituted the dial-a-shot, which means the party's on in Philadelphia, but you live in Chicago. You better fucking call and make sure you do a shot with us. I was in a play in New York City on St. Paddy's night, and I couldn't make the party. But during intermission, I had to call my mother on my phone and make sure that I took a shot backstage so that the party could continue. And then Skype happened, and we had to rise above and make sure that we're now Skyping every year. The main character of the movie is called Mary Kate. One of the Mackenzie granddaughters is named Mary Kate because of the movie. Some people are into tattoos, some people aren't. My family are some of those people that don't like tattoos. I have 3 or 4, and the only way that I could reveal to my family that I had tattoos was to get a tattoo of a scene from the movie, because it's the only thing that's acceptable to them if it's a tattoo. The 2 founders of this party are Jim and Jim. Jim Mackenzie and Jim Caine, the patriarchs of both of the families. And the biggest thing that we've had to rise above in 40 years of this party are the deaths of Jim and Jim. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's okay. We miss them. They are great. They would be so happy that we are continuing with this party year after year, and with my cousins ever have children, or if I ever have children, or the Mackenzie grandchildren ever have their own children, we will make sure that this party continues. Just to tell you how insanely connected to this movie we are. The last example, at my grandfather's funeral, where I was meant to give the keynote address because it's Bryan, he tells stories and is an actor, so he could give the eulogy, whatever. All right, where there are, my grandfather's firefighters, so where there are 5 companies of firefighters, there are ladder trucks out front that are crossed with an American flag hanging from them. It is the saddest day of my life. And Sue comes to this funeral not dressed in black, not mourning, but wearing a grody, old, white, now brown, sweatshirt with a screen print of the poster of the movie on it. And nothing will ever rise above that. Thank you. Thank you.